One Piece finally marked the beginning of its Elbaf arc with Chapter 1126, and this week's Chapter 1127 only continues the events of this fantastic arc even further. It is safe to say that Elbaf is well and truly underway now, as was clear in this week's chapter, where Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates began their journey on the Land of Giants. Elbaf is certainly off to a brilliant start, and as is the case with most arcs in One Piece, it began with an adventure that saw the Straw Hat Pirates explore the land even further. At the beginning of the Elbaf arc, fans got to see Nami waking up in a weird dollhouse. At the same time, other members of the Straw Hat Pirates with her included the likes of the Monster Trio, and Oda gave them a very intriguing moment in this chapter, which excites the fans even further, as now, they have high expectations for what is to come for this special Monster Trio later down the line in Elbaf. The Monster Trio dynamic in One Piece shines often. The Monster Trio is quite easily one of the most exciting dynamics in One Piece. This trio consists of Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. Clearly, fans know that the Monster Trio consists of the strongest fighters of the Straw Hat Pirates. Luffy is, by far, the strongest of the three, and the captain of the crew. The other two, Zoro and Sanji, are closer to each other in terms of strength, with Zoro holding a slight edge over Sanji in terms of strength, but Sanji excels in other things, such as speed and overall intelligence. Regardless, Zoro and Sanji are equally important to Luffy, as they are both turned to be the wings of the Pirate King. Without one or the other, Luffy is bound to fail, and that is what makes these two characters incredibly special. Both Zoro and Sanji act as Luffy's shield and spear, and they are both incredibly efficient at what they do. Right from the beginning of the story, fans knew that Zoro and Sanji were essentially there to ensure that Luffy fulfills his goal. Without them, Luffy would certainly not have made it as far as he did. Then, of course, there are moments in the story where Luffy ended up saving the likes of Zoro and Sanji, and it is safe to say that without him, they would not be anywhere close to fulfilling their dreams, and would most likely have died already. The Monster Trio complements each other perfectly. Every single character has a special bond with the other, and together as a unit, they function brilliantly. Fans have seen them combine amazingly on many occasions, such as in the Thriller Bark arc, when they fought against Oars and Moria, and of course, later down the line on Sabaody, when they fought against the Pacifista. Furthermore, later down the line, in the Wano Country arc, the Monster Trio shone even further. The Monster Trio is special, but it is a trio unlike any other. Oda doesn't usually give them fights where they all fight at once. In fact, that is very rare. Most of the time, the Monster Trio gets individual fighting moments, but their individual brilliance adds to the worth of this trio as a whole. For instance, in Wano, all three members of the Monster Trio got their own moments, against different members of the Beast Pirates. Yet, together, this trio excelled brilliantly, and was even highlighted by Robin as a special group, with Luffy as the head, and Zoro and Sanji as the wings. How the Monster Trio shined at the beginning of the Elbaf arc. Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji have already started trouble in Elbaf. The Elbaf arc has already begun in One Piece, and fans know that the Monster Trio have already taken the front seat. It was announced in One Piece Chapter 1126 that the Straw Hat Pirates had essentially separated. Oda has divided the Straw Hat into two parts. This isn't a new strategy for Oda to utilize. Having too many members in the crew at the same time makes it harder for them to shine, and that is precisely why Oda has separated them. It could also be seen as Oda highlighting which members of the crew he wants to focus on more in this arc. As fate would have it, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, are the members that have already reached Elbaf, while the others are currently on the seas, looking for the missing members of the Straw Hat Pirates. In One Piece Chapter 1127, one half of the Straw Hats were seen on Elbaf, where they encountered a giant cat. Nami and Usopp were going to find themselves in great trouble, especially when the cat transformed into a giant lion. That is precisely where Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro joined forces and launched a strong combined attack on the creature, sending it flying. This was a brilliant moment for the monster trio, and it highlighted once again that Oda has not forgotten about this legendary force, and how the king and his wings deal with any trouble that harms their group. Clearly, this moment was incredibly exciting for the fans, and is one that they will remember for years to come. What Elbaf's beginning sets up for the monster trio in the future. The Elbaf arc will see the monster trio show their full might as mentioned earlier, Oda giving attention to Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, and Usopp in the Elbaf arc separately implies that he has special plans for these characters. Fans already know that Usopp is supposed to shine tremendously in Elbaf. At the same time, Luffy is a character who receives shine in every arc, so his being there doesn't surprise anyone. Then, there is Nami LL, who is heavily inspired by Scandinavian themes, even originating from Sweden if she were real. Fans know that she is going to shine in this arc, in one way or another. Of course, Zoro and Sanji receiving shine early in this arc was a surprise to the fans. Zoro is in desperate need of attention, as fans have consistently complained about his character progression in the post-time skip of One Piece. Sanji, on the other hand, has received one flawless arc after another from Oda. This character keeps on getting better, and this early action shows that Oda has great plans for Sanji and Elbaf as well. Oda highlighting the monster trio so early into the Elbaf arc just goes to show that this trio has a major role to play in the future. Given that the likes of the Red Hair Pirates are heavily going to be involved in Elbaf, along with the fact that many powerful giants exist in this country as well, such as Loki, among others, the monster trio is certainly going to shine tremendously. Being the three strongest of this Yonko crew, they will have to fight many strong individuals, be they pirates or otherwise, and stamp their authority as some of the mightiest fighters not just in Elbaf but the world in general.